This is The Wealth Puzzle with Michael Mansfield from the Lynn Group. When a part of your financial strategy is out of tune, your long-term goals, your retirement savings, and your legacy can all suffer. With many years of experience in the financial industry, Michael provides his clients and prospects with the information they need regarding Social Security, retirement income planning, wealth management, and much more. Listen in as we address your financial concerns and provide helpful solutions to put you on the path to achieving your retirement goals. And now, here is The Wealth Puzzle with Michael Mansfield.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Tana, why are you always laughing? As
soon as
we come in, you're laughing.
It's weird. I know. I'm sorry.
It is weird.
I'm just happy.
You throw me off guard. So, and everybody, thanks for tuning in on our podcast, viewing this on our YouTube Rumble shows. We are The Wealth Puzzle. We are so darky. This is Tana. I am Mike. We do retirement income planning at the Lynn Group. We got a lot to talk about today. I think we just kind of flopped it together. You know, it was weird. I'm just always going to start with a personal note. So I had my birthday over the weekend, and I had a surprise birthday party, and my Tana, you were there.
I was.
Tana was there, so she can verify it. I turned 40, so supposedly they say it was a big birthday or something. You know what's funny on hindsight, as I think about it, I've never really had a birthday party before.
Oh,
which is kind of weird. You know, we've always had the family thing, but
right.
I've never really had a birthday party with third parties coming over. So, you know, and I was totally duped. You know, I was so mad. So everyone got me out of the house on Saturday. We were having the typical unclimactic birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I took my kids to golf and stuff and fought with them for 2 hours in the warm sun. You know, so that was fine. And then they wanted to get me out of the house in the afternoon, so I guess they could, you know, get things ready. And so we went to the movies. And I was told we were going to Black Angus for dinner, and I had to be at Black Angus by 6. And so I like Black Angus. I like getting my little coupon in the mail. So I was in the email. And so I was all excited. I mean, I'm showing my wife, hey, look, I just got a new Campfire Feast coupon. We're going to be able to go. I'm going to save $16.
So awesome.
This is awesome. And we walked in, and it turned out that we didn't get to go to Black Angus, unfortunately.
Were you disappointed then on your birthday dinner
about the Black Angus?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, it was very cool. Actually, the food was really good. We had smoked pork and
creamed
my
corn.
mom made potato salad from my childhood. Oh, yeah. This stuff's like drugs.
Good.
I took that bowl of potato salad to bed with me that night and just it was excellent. So that was bizarre.
Yeah. It was good. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And then at work, everybody chipped in and got me an ergonomic chair. Like
we did.
You know, and it's like, is that a sign of getting older? Like you're like, geez, man.
Yes.
The old guy needs a special supportive chair now to keep him working all day.
Yeah, we got to take care of you. Make sure you're going to stick around.
The crypt keeper over here trying to stay alive, working on people's stuff. So I got a chair. Not used to it. I feel like my back actually hurts more sitting in it.
Maybe it'll get better over time.
Forcing healthy posture, though. Maybe that's my problem. Is my posture's so poor that now that I have some lumbar support, I'm getting dialed in. So, anyways, down to business, Hannah. What do we? Let's see. Let's plop up some stuff here real quick to talk about. You know what was funny was Tana mentioned, and we were going to bring it up, is lumber prices. And what was funny was right when we were talking about this, right when the show started, Tana's got like Bloomberg or something running on the TV behind her head. And the last thing that was floating on there was lumber pricing. I was like, oh, that's funny.
Perfect timing.
I need to pop back up so we can talk about this. So what's going on with lumber?
Yeah, so it's dropped 40% just in June alone, which is great. Great news. It was up so high.
It was incredible, right? I wanted to build my kids a fort in the backyard. I think I've talked about this before. You know, probably about 6 months ago, I built this thing, and I went to, and at first, and my wife's like, you know, you can just go to Costco and buy one of these little wood dealios and just put it together, you know, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I said, no, I want the fancy, strongest thing man can make. And so, you know, I went to Lowe's and started buying all this heavy wood and stuff. And I mean, like a 2x4 was like $8 for one. So
Ridiculous.
I probably got double into what a nice little Costco house would have been. So I blew it. But here, there's a chart on here for all the people that are watching. Let me zoom it in a little bit. But it's kind of fascinating. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen. I just zoomed that. What's fascinating is, look, this goes back. When does this go back? I mean, tracking lumber, since they've been tracking it since the 70s, this was the worst 1 month decline. Now, what's ironic about a 1 month decline is what? It just gets it back to reality.
Right.
So the way the chart works is this is looking at the price of lumber for 1,000 feet of wood. So, price per 1,000 board feet. And so you look back in July, a year ago, it was at about $400, right? For 1,000 board feet. And then it shot up, and then it crashed in the fall. And then right after the election, it started going whoop, 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 right? And that 400-ish bucks went to almost $1,700 for 1,000 board feet. You've got a massive, over 300% increase in the cost of lumber in less than a year. Whoo!
Yeah, but it fell.
Yeah,
I'm excited because I want my husband to build me a deck.
Build you a deck?
I do. Ours is kind of worn. It's pretty bad, so we got to fix it.
Does Chris know this?
Well, he's gonna know it.
Jeez Louise.
Next time he's in town, he's gonna build a deck.
Okay. Well, now's the time to do it. Yeah, but it was fascinating, right? We didn't think that COVID would have such unique effects really on real estate. I mean, this is a byproduct of what was happening with the COVID real estate, right? The housing market boomed. The real estate market boomed. People saw the values of homes and living at home, and they wanted to remodel, and they wanted to add on, and they wanted to improve things.
Right.
Because you go to school at home, you work at home, you work out at home, you live at home, you go to the movies at home. Everything is at home now.
Yeah,
and,
good point.
And so it really, skyrocketed this stuff. And it was literally a month ago that it peaked out, and all of a sudden just crashed. Now, a lot of this too was the cause and effect, right? There was this huge demand on lumber, huge demand on real estate. And then we get into the COVID supply chain chaos, right? And that is, you tell everybody to go home. So not as many mills are running, not as many people are working. You then exasperate it with people not being comfortable to come back to work and or being incentivized with too much unemployment not to come back to work.
Right.
And you ended up with this perfect storm of just hyperinflation. Remember, we've been whining about inflation at 5% over the last, 8 months or something now. Wood went up 300% in less than a year. What do you do on your 5% inflation, right?
Ouch.
It's incredible. I mean, we'll quantify that to gas. Gas, they say nationally is up $1, which is, I don't know what, 40% or something, which is a lot in a year. But 300% here locally, what does that get us to, like $14 gas around here?
Right. That would be terrible.
It's incredible. So anyways, it's coming back down to reality. Things are normalizing. Supply chain is normalizing. There's a little bit of there was a little bit of mellowness in the real estate world, just a little bit, just a smidge, get normal. But in the last week, all of a sudden you had a big pullback in interest rates again, once again, kind of making a little favorable push for those folks refinancing and buying real estate. So this too shall continue, my friend. You can make your deck out of something different. What if you did like
no,
my
husband does not like that stuff. He wants the real redwood. Yeah. We've already talked about it, and he won't cave on that one.
Too hoity-toity.
No, he's just nature's man. He likes the real deal.
Harry. All right, moving on. Look, I pulled up the GDP now. I like to always pull this up. Remember, the Atlanta Federal Reserve uses high frequency data to say what is our current quarter GDP trending at. So it's staying very consistent. They just updated this a few days ago, but we're still hanging out at that 8% annualized level. Once again, massive GDP. People are spending money. Manufacturing is increasing. Life is good. But remember, it all goes back to people spending money. And I got bad news, man. Now that I think about it, Tana, it's been a few months since people have gotten a little stimulus check.
Well, there's more coming down the pipe, though, for the child tax credit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, child tax credit. How's that work? Any ideas?
Yeah. So they're, depending on your income level.
Sent it to me.
Yeah. depending on your income level, there's $3,600 for each child under the age of 6 and $3,000 for each child age 6 through 17. So that's more money coming to people's pockets.
Yeah. So you got to make, if you're married and making under 100, this is always fascinating to me, right? You look at 2020 when COVID hit and they were talking about stimulus checks and they need to get them out to the people in need. But in 2020, if you made 150 grand, you were considered the in need group. Remember during the crisis, you made that much money. So you got your stimulus check. So it still applies here. So if you're married, filed jointly, and you make 150,000 or less, we've decided that you are still in need. And we're going to make sure we take care of your needs. So what's funny is, so in July, let's read. I'm going to read verbatim. In July, families eligible for the federal child tax credit will begin receiving monthly payments instead of waiting, because waiting sucks, to receive an annual credit when they file for their 2021 taxes. So the way a normal tax credit works is you do your taxes and the government looks at your income. They look at how many children you have, their ages, all of that. And then they apply on your tax return whatever prevailing credits you have. So if you ended up owing $5,000 in taxes, let's say, and you had $3,000 in child tax credits, that would come off your $5,000 bill. You'd only owe $2,000. So it worked really well as this kind of plussing and minusing system of just cleaning things up, tightening them up. I mean, let's be fair. It's, it's a nice little bucket of money. So anyways, what they did is they've increased these tax credits significantly, because before I think they were only $2,000. So now they're up to $3,600, almost double.
Right.
And instead of waiting to do your taxes, which is boring, we want to give you the money now.
Yeah, up front.
Woo!
Monthly.
Look at this. So we're going to give you a monthly income. So I was thinking about this because I know a lot of people who have children. Remember, I have 4 little girls. And so my wife has a lot of friends, with kids and things like that. And so I was thinking about it. And so I know a family that was at my surprise birthday party. So I feel so it was like remember that movie The Game or whatever it was called? Who was it? Well, like Dustin Hoffman or someone. No. Greer. What the heck's that guy's name? Kind of like the white hair guy. And they had that really elaborate birthday party, and he had to basically kill himself to land in the party. Nothing.
I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
No, okay, I'm gonna forward it to you afterwards.
Okay.
Basically that's how my Saturday was for anyone who knows the movie.
Well, you had a lot of people show up. That just shows that you're loved. That's the important part.
I looked at it the opposite. That I thought these people just like my wife, and so they're all just coming to support
both of you.
her.
You guys are great.
Anyways. Okay, so I know a family that's got 2 kids under 6, 2 kids over 6. And so the way that it works is if you're under 6, you get $300 a month. So what is that? I got my little calculator here. For anyone who wants to know, when I do financial planning, I've had this calculator for like 20 years. The screen's broken off. It's a very simple this is like my favorite go-to thing.
Yeah, we can't even replace it.
It's a timeless classic. You'd think I would have one of those fancy, what were they called? Dear. Like the TI-82s or something, from like high school that were all complicated. All right. So the 2 kids under 6, 300. So I got $600. Now I'm going to add another 500 because I need 2 kids between 6 and 17, and that's $250 a piece. So this family of 4 that I know, they're going to be getting $1,100 a month in tax credits.
Wow.
Let me times that by 12. That's 13 grand a year in free cash flow. Whew. Now, this is America, right? And Americans love to save their money. They love to be responsible. I imagine every parent is going to run out and put this into their kid's college savings account.
They should.
This is going to be so good for the children. It's incredible. It's incredible, right? The reality is what happens. I could go back to my GDP slide, right? GDP is 2/3 people spending money. We touched on this last week. What did Amazon do? Amazon had their Prime Day. They made $11 billion in sales in 2 days. People, unfortunately, more or less, are very irresponsible with free, handed out, found money.
Wow.
I mean, the statistics on people going broke after winning the lottery kind of stuff. Because, hey, you know what? It was just given to you, so go enjoy it.
Yeah,
But
it's
you know
true.
what? See, the thing is, if you bought the electric mountain bike, that doesn't ride as well on the road. So now you need the electric street bike. So that way you have a more comfortable ride on the road. Yeah, so
Um,
it's kind of where a lot of this will probably go, in my professional opinion.
well, very unfortunate.
Yeah, but this is incredible, right? You're getting all these tax credits. Where the interesting mess is, though, Tana, and you got to be careful about this, is remember, normally these tax credits show up and discount on your tax return,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Good
They
point.
offset, and then
Mhm.
they apply them to you if there's, we'll say, money left over. In this situation, they're giving to you as income. So
So, yeah, how does that
right,
work?
they're pre-advancing it to you at the year. So technically, this becomes income that is then
Wow.
taxed, but you're not doing any tax withholding on all of this extra income. And so what's going to happen to a lot of these people when they make an extra 13 grand on their taxes, and then they show up tax season expecting their $3,000 tax refund they get every year?
Mm.
They're probably going to owe 3 grand.
Yeah, good point.
So there's going to be some very interesting cause and effect of all of this. It's fascinating. But the good news is our country can afford it. And that's all that matters.
Our country cannot afford it. Look at that chart you just put up, the debt clock. Oh my goodness.
Tana, actually, have you ever seen those clocks? I have one of those clocks that like shines the time on your ceiling.
Oh, how funny. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
it's awesome.
I've seen those. I've seen them before.
Well, actually, I
Yeah.
was going to say Tana has one of these. It just
No,
does
I
the
don't.
national debt on her ceiling at night. And she just has to watch
That
the
would give
number
me
rolling.
nightmares.
And that's what puts you to sleep. Just like
Right?
it's like counting sheep here. Isn't this crazy though? It's
Yeah.
fascinating. So upper left corner of this screen, if everybody watching this can see it, 28 trillion is our current national debt. Pre-COVID, it was about 22 trillion. So this bad boy has irked up quite a bit. I guess what's more fascinating is, so there's two tiers that we're always looking at when it comes to national obligations. There's the debt, and then there's the deficit. The deficit is what's the spending shortfall or the surplus in any given year. And so what you can see right below that big giant $28 trillion number, right below it is current U.S. federal spending. What is that? Spending. 6.8 trillion. So almost 7 trillion is our current projected spending this year. So then you go to the further right of the screen in the green that you can see, and you see the top number is U.S. federal tax revenue. So we're expecting to collect 3.5 trillion this year, but
Which is short.
We're spending almost 7.
Right.
So we have at the moment a $3.3 trillion budget deficit.
Wow.
I think that's about pretty much the biggest on record. And our debt is just skyrocketing.
Yeah,
but
it's
hey,
amazing.
You know what? Let's give $13,000 a year to people who make 150 grand because they need it to get by.
To spend on just absolute junk. Unfortunately.
Now, if you're being good, this is supposed to be a financial planning show about retirement planning. So if you were being good, the whole point of these extra monies, these cash flows, whether I can get into some kind of governmental fiscal responsibility on it or not, is what do you do with the money, right? Should you buy that electric bike, or am I just razzing everybody a little hard here? You don't waste and squander your money, right? You save, you accrue, you grow. Number one, if you are eligible for these child tax credits, make sure that you are mentally reserving for any potential tax liability. Talk to your financial tax professional. Project this stuff out, calculate it. Make sure you're not creating a little tax mess for yourself, number one. Number two, this is found money. Do something responsible with it. If you really are making 150 grand a year, good for you, right? That's 2-3 times the national average of income in this country at the moment. And you probably won't retire making that much. So save some of it. Put some more of it in your 401k. Put some money in an IRA. Put it in for the kids' college account. Do something responsible with the money. It's found money.
Right.
So don't just squander found money. Use this as a tool to get you to a better place, especially if the government's going to give it to you and we're going to balloon up all of our debt. The more money you have, one of the best defenses against hyperinflation or devaluing dollars and things like that, ironically, is investing in the stock market because you need your money to grow as much as possible. Right. So if $1,000 is going to become $1, well, hopefully you got a lot more $1,000 than everybody else, right? So you got to save as much and grow as much and do everything that you can. That is your only buffer against all of these things that are coming down the pike. The day comes that the dollar is worthless, you don't have to be too worried about it. Hopefully you bought a shotgun and some cans of beans, because that's all you're going to need at that point. Well, but that's the irony. Those are one of those debate questions you get in meetings where people say, well, we're devaluing the dollar, it's going to be worthless. And maybe that's true mathematically on some kind of visual sense. But the reality is what does that mean on the back end? That means that then who cares? There's nothing to talk about. The end is near.
No.
The end is near. The whole a sinkhole will hopefully open below my house and swallow me up.
No, that would be terrible.
So anyways, what did we cover today, Tana?
We covered all sorts of things.
We learned that Tana wants to build a deck in our backyard.
Yes. Now that lumber
if you get some child tax credits, you could use this money to build the deck. And now that lumber is more affordable, you could actually step up from the junky stuff that has all the knots in it and get some nice redwood.
All right. I totally agree. I'm seeing the vision.
I see the vision too. That's I hate buying lumber because I'm a perfectionist, and lumber is a imperfect product.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a really perfectly straight piece of lumber. All of them ain't quite right. And so it's hard for me with stuff like that.
Yeah. Plus we have a lot of weather out in Texas, so we got to be careful that we treat the wood really well so that it doesn't.
Yeah. You guys have termites out there?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why I should use that fake wood. The
I agree. I totally agree, but my husband says no way.
Like the real thing. The well, good. Well, what else, Tana?
Oh my goodness. Well,
Give us some.
I know. I'm just trying to think of
inspirational thought. Wrap this up.
I'm trying to
retirement income certified professional. What is the thing that all society needs to know to go on with their lives?
To go on with their lives?
They watch this for 20 minutes a week, and then they have to survive the rest of the week without you.
Well, you could always give us a call. We love visiting with our clients and prospects and talk about things that are going on and your needs and even your goals ahead of you that you want to achieve, and you're not sure how to visualize that or plan that out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, and honestly, that's a great point is a lot of what Tana and I talk about on the show, we just try to touch on some of the buzz things, because a lot of the stuff we talk about. I mean, I fielded 4 emails last week about these child tax credits, hence why we decided to talk about them. Lumber is a very constant topic lately. So we don't just boringly pick this stuff. But the reality is Tana's correct. If you have questions, if you're thinking about these things, you watch me switch off of that. My brother will be happy. If you see us talking, if there's things that are bothering you that you want to talk about, that you're concerned about, that you're curious about, this is why we're here. This is our job. This is why people pay us, is to be able to help them unemotionally understand the facts and the concerns that they should have. So we appreciate that. That's a great thought. Hey, I even got a banner for that. Let me see if I can pull the banner up. Give us a call, right? 805-500-7035. Visit our main website, thelindgroup.com. Lind is LYND. But as always, we appreciate all of our viewers, all of our listeners. Please subscribe to our shows. Please like the shows. Helps us with ratings, helps us with all of that. And do not hesitate to reach out to us if you have questions about things that we can help you with. So otherwise, everyone have a great week.
Yes.